We're on. I'm out here today with Chris Carmichael from CTS, Carmichael Training Systems. Chris, why don't you give us a little background on how you got into cycling originally?
I got into cycling in 1969. I was 9 years old, and I really liked riding my bike. As a kid, like all kids, it was really represented freedom, being able to kind of do things on your own, and did a bike race called the Coconut Grove Classic, and I finished third, and I got a trophy. And as a kid, if you get a trophy, you're kind of hooked, you know. And it was awesome. And so I just kind of took it from there and just fell in love with it, and just kind of kept it advancing with the sport.
What made you step up to the coaching ranks, getting out of the, cycling itself and start doing all the coaching?
Yeah, I broke my femur as an athlete in 1986, and that was eventually the demise of my pro racing career. And I got into coaching. They asked me, the U.S. cycling team asked me if I wanted to work with some developmental athletes that were coming to some training camps in Colorado Springs. I looked at it and I wasn't sure I wanted to get into coaching, but I was really not sure of my next step in life, and started doing it, and really kind of fell in love with it right from the beginning.
And when did the video series actually start taking place? When did you decide to come up with that concept to selling the videos and being able to reach that greater audience?
We started Carmichael Training Systems 10 years ago this year, and started developing workout videos and our coaching network and our coaching college to educate our coaches and things like that.
What do you think the greatest hurdle for people getting into the sport is?
Greatest hurdle for kind of any sport is I think just starting to get the confidence to take those first few steps into a sport, whether it's into cycling or triathlon. It's many times people get intimidated by these sports, because it's not sports that you participate in when you're in high school and college. And so, those first initial steps can be really intimidating to get into a sport. So that's where if you can surround yourself with a community of people that are doing it, that's going to provide the support to get you going and get you motivated.
Lance's success has really helped out the boom here in the United States. So cycling has become a lot greater and a lot bigger than probably most people would have ever expected in the last 10 years because of his championship and his rise and his dominance. What do you feel your key role to helping Lance achieve those goals were?
Well, Lance is an incredibly gifted athlete, and in working with him over the last 20 years now, I've worked with him 20 years.
Mom, I'm going to show you Lori.
I think it's sort of like
Lori.
kind of seeing the forest through the trees, looking at things from about 30,000 feet. As a coach, that's an advantage that you have instead of kind of getting caught up in just everything that's right in front of me as an athlete. That's usually they're worried about what tomorrow's workout or how I felt today, and sort of what I think or any coach tries to provide is sort of a broader, deeper view, and how that's going to eventually help them reach ultimately the goal that they've set.
What's the difference between coaching somebody at an elite level versus the pro level?
There's not actually that much difference, in the sense of usually the aspect of goal setting, the aspect of putting together a training plan in order to reach that goal. A lot of those dynamics are similar, and a lot of the time crunch athletes actually, in a lot of ways, sort of have it a little harder in the sense that they've got just a little bit of time in order to squeeze all that training in. Whereas a guy like Lance, he has all day. An elite athlete has all day. So it's, having time crunch athlete has a lot less time to fit it all in. Now, the difference, one key difference is at the elite level, the level of competition is obviously so high that the margin for error is very, very small.
A lot of people who are starting off in the sport, they don't really understand the difference between a sprinter and a climber. Could you give me a little example of what the difference is to help out those who maybe are challenged in the climbing and they don't quite get it right because they don't understand there is actually a difference in the type of rider?
Well, there are differences, physiological differences, but the key is optimizing your own potential, and you can develop a better sprint by working on it. You can develop your climbing ability by working on it and staying very focused and making sure you have the right and proper training for it.
Well, I know in the tour they always mention the difference between the guys in the teams.
Absolutely, at the elite level, I mean, and they're the ones that are better climbers. Their power to weight ratio, if you look at them, they're pretty small and lightweight looking guys, and have a very well developed aerobic system, whereas the sprinters have a little bit more anaerobic power, probably a little more fast twitch muscle fiber, a little not afraid to kind of put their elbows out and stick their wheel in there and battle it out at 40-45 miles an hour.
That's amazing. The speeds are amazing to what these guys can pull on those bikes.
Yeah.
What's your role this year playing with Lance and the Radio Shack team?
Yeah, I still continue to coach them and target, basically don't go to many of the races. I go to basically all the training camps with him. We have a lot of people involved in from mechanic to massage therapist, biomechanist. We've got Alan Lim involved now. He's doing a great job, sports scientist. I continue to work on sort of all those aspects, looking to bring in more of the best and brightest to help Lance.
Well, Chris, thanks for taking your time today to meet with us, and look forward to seeing what the future brings for you and the Radio Shack team.